Conversations with Brooke Allen. We are presented by Alloy Personal Training Rochester. I'm Brooke Allen. Of course, it is a new month and a new location. It is February, and this is a show, if you have not seen it, this is a show where we brew up topics from a woman's point of view, so thank you so much for being with us. We are at the Beverly Hills Grill in Beverly Hills, Michigan. Of course, the West Coast getting hit right now with horrible storms, and having lived there for years, I know how daunting that can be. So for Beverly Hills, California, I am thinking about you and all of you on the West Coast. A lot of changes here at the Beverly Hills Grill. Of course, coming up, we will be speaking to the assistant manager, Jill Jones. And also, of course, it's February and love is in the air. Or is it? Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. You know, we are brewing up topics with a lot of love today, actually. So we'll talk about that. Also, question for you. What does hardcore pawn and jewelry have in common? I'll give you a hint. Her last name is Gold. We'll have Ashley with us. And if you are dreaming of a Valentine's Day wedding for just $100, it is a possibility. We'll tell you how you can manage that as well. And if you're thinking of proposing, if you haven't quite made it to walking down the aisle yet, but you're thinking of proposing, you will meet our resident expert on vintage proposals, and also one of our sponsors. We'll introduce you to Jason as well. And if you're not in a relationship, you know what? Hey, don't feel so bad. I'm not. We're all good, right? But we will have a licensed therapist here to talk about all of those who may be kind of gloomy on Valentine's Day, and she'll give us some tips, I think 10 tips, in fact, to get through the holiday on Valentine's Day and, of course, every other day. And it is time for Coffee of the Day, and today we are doing breakfast of the day. And Jill, we are so excited to be at the Beverly Hills Grill in Michigan. You are the assistant manager, Jill Jones, and I have known you for years. Yeah. Because when my kids used to go to preschool, we would drop them off in Birmingham and then come over here for like 2.5 hours and take a table, of course, and drink your fabulous coffee. So it's been so exciting to see how the Beverly Hills Grill has changed throughout the years, of course, and new ownership as well.
Yeah. Actually, 10 years ago, I started waiting on you when you used to come in. And I've been managing since. You know, we are under new ownership, but we've retained the entire staff.
Yes.
Everyone's still with us.
Right?
Yes. Yes. Same chefs, putting out same fresh, great food with new ideas, and just really creative, and coming up with some new events and new things to do.
And, you know, and that's what's been so great is that the Beverly Hills Grill is coming up with new things, and you've got a Valentine's Day dinner coming up because we are talking about love.
Yes.
And, okay, so 2 seatings on actually February 14th, right?
On the 14th, we're doing 2 seatings, a 5 p.m. and a 7:30.
Okay.
It's going to be a 5-course meal, $100 per person. And the chef has really taken some time to come up with some unique items. You can find it on our website and our Instagram.
And I have the menu right here. So,
yes.
Okay, so of course, as an appetizer, there are crab cakes and...
Everyone loves our crab cakes.
Your crab cakes are like famous, right?
Yes.
So what is this?
We're also doing a shrimp scampi canapé. We're going to do a roasted baby carrots. For the main entrees, we've got a braised lamb shank, which is to die for. We're also doing shrimp and scallops, filet and lobster, and a bronzino. All really amazing things.
And then, of course, dessert. Let's not forget dessert, right?
Dessert, the best part.
Of course.
Chef Sarah has created strawberry chocolate parfait and a lemon raspberry cake. So just enough for everyone to have a little taste.
Right? Okay, so the reservations are required for those seatings.
Reservations are required and they are filling up, but please check out our website and book.
All right, and of course we've got some delicious things in front of us, and I recognize that. I think that is the Bananas Foster, right? French
yes, the Banana Foster's French Toast has been on our menu for a long time. It's one of the favorites around here. Banana liqueur syrup, candied pecans, and sauteed bananas.
Okay, and then this is beautiful. What is this?
This is a new item to our brunch menu. We've added skillets.
Okay.
So big, hearty chunks of vegetables, eggs, and an English muffin, and there's this great rosemary feta sauce underneath.
Yes, I can kind of see it. It's delicious. And, of course, corned beef hash, that is a favorite as well.
A favorite here as well. Won awards back in the day for it.
Right.
So definitely a staple you can find here anytime.
Okay. All right, so I am going to dare to do this live and eat a banana. So good.
So good. So sweet.
So good.
Yeah, and brunch is available right now, Wednesday through Sunday from 8 until 2:30. And then we're really hoping to add Tuesdays into the mix this year, getting back to almost full service.
Okay, perfect. And I know that you have kind of required reservations these days because you're so busy now.
We've really picked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're doing reservations of any size for dinner.
Okay.
And then for brunch, large parties, we're taking reservations. Smaller parties are welcome to walk in.
Okay, so Saturday and Sunday, of course, big brunch days.
Yeah.
Reservations suggested or?
For brunch, again, large parties.
Okay.
And then for dinner, I would definitely, if you're thinking about coming on a Friday or Saturday night, get on the books as soon as you can because they're filling up.
I know. This place is rocking, man.
Yeah. We are still taking walk-ins, of course, because that's always been our bread and butter.
Right.
But the reservations have really helped the grill get to be back to its heyday.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And like I said, I have been coming here for years with a very good friend of mine, Amy. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for hosting us, actually.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to have you here.
This is so awesome to be at a place that I know so well and always to see you as well. So thank you. I appreciate you taking the time. Of course, we will be here at Beverly Hills Grill next week and also on February 26th, so you can come check us out. But again, check them out. Make a reservation for dinner. Just walk in, try your luck. You won't go wrong. And try the Bananas Foster French toast because it is lovely. Thank you so much, Jill. I appreciate it. Thank you. And of course, we do want to give a big caffeinated thanks to all of our business partners who are allowing us to stream live on their Facebook page. Of course, our presenting sponsor is Alloy Personal Training. Also, Time More Vintage, Jason and Steve over there, Skinny Tees, Frameable Faces, Artisan Bath and Skincare, My Michigan TV, of course, and my own Facebook page, which is Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. And just new this week, very exciting, we have added Design Team Plus. They are out of Birmingham. Sherry and her team, they are streaming the show live today. So thank you again to you and your team, Sherry. Well, the groundhog, although out there today it doesn't look like it. Yesterday we had beautiful sunshine, but today not so much. But the groundhog does say that we are going to see an early spring. But we all know that, we will probably see more snow as well. So do you know how to shovel correctly? Well, I really didn't. And sometimes that snow is so heavy, it is hard to pick up. So I headed out to our presenting sponsor, Alloy Personal Training in Rochester, and got a lesson from Trent. Let's watch. Hey, Brooke Allen here. I am at our presenting sponsors, actually outside of our presenting sponsors, Alloy Personal Training in Rochester. I'm with Trent, the Director of Training. And Trent, you are going to help me learn how to shovel snow properly because people get hurt.
Yeah.
Right? So all right.
Two main things, honestly. Okay. First, slipping,
look
falling
cute?
with ice, yeah. Can't really help you with the slipping, so just be careful when you're stepping around.
Okay.
Now, we don't have the luxury of having a huge truck at home, but here, thankfully, we do. But so we're just going to play around with this big pile.
All right.
Now, main thing, when you're shoveling snow, you got to have a nice athletic stance. Get that? Nice big shovel right in the center of your gravity, and what I mean is right in the middle. When you get a big scoop, walk up to it, squat down using your legs, grab low, then pick it up, and you can toss it, right, wherever you want.
Preferably not on me.
Exactly. So that's what people mean when they say don't lift with your back.
Squat.
People, when they lift with their back, they bend over.
Okay.
Okay? So you got to squat.
Okay, so squat.
Exactly.
Lean forward and dump. Try it out. All right. Athletic stance. Right?
Stance. Two hands.
Two hands.
So right here.
Okay.
Right here.
Oh. This shovel's as tall as I am. All right. And now I scoop a big chunk of ice. Oh my gosh. I think I need some more core workouts. All right, I got it. All right, up and dump.
Exactly, and then dump. Nice.
And again, that lesson in shoveling from our presenting sponsor, Alloy Personal Training in Rochester. Well, we have so much fun with our sponsorship partners, as you can tell. I mean, I have shoveled snow, I have even baked bread, and I've even met a cat named Jolly. So, I tend to have a lot of fun when I head out to our sponsors to do those videos. And if you would like to become a sponsor, of course, you can always head to our website, which is Caffeinated Conversations with BrookeAllen.com. Well, now is the perfect time to introduce you to our new community partner. We're super excited about this, the Shades of Pink Foundation. Each year, more than 8,000 Michigan residents are diagnosed with breast cancer. Of those diagnosed, 2,000 will actually use up their personal savings on medical bills, and 800 will be forced to file for bankruptcy. So the Shades of Pink Foundation, that is where they come in. They are really trying, and they are preventing that and providing assistance with non-medical expenses. Their Walk at the Zoo, that is coming up April 27th, and the early bird registration ends February 15th. So if you would like to register, you can find all of that information on our website. But super excited and happy about this. There will be a Caffeinated Conversation team that we will be forming, so we will have more details on that coming up. So again, that walk is set for April 27th. It is happening at the Detroit Zoo. You will find more details on our website, of course, Caffeinated Conversations with BrookeAllen.com. Well, it is the first Monday of February, and you are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. This is where we brew up topics from a woman's point of view. And coming up later in the show, we will tell you how you can get hitched for $100 on Valentine's Day. True story. We'll tell you about that coming up. But first, Ashley Gold is here.
Hi.
And Ashley, it is so exciting to meet you. So many guests that I have had, I have never met in person because we have done many interviews, right, all over the phone. And for years, right? So to finally see you in person and to have you here is just thank you so much.
Well, it's an honor to be here.
I appreciate it. And of course, love your jewelry.
Thank you.
And this is your permanent jewelry line called Linked, right? Linked with Ashley?
I didn't bring the machine.
Okay, all right.
But anytime you want to get linked,
okay,
I will bring the machine.
You will.
So
okay.
You can get linked with your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your aunt, your grandma, your sister, your mom. Anybody you want to get linked with. It's the new best friend necklace.
Okay, I know. I think I know what you're talking about.
So I permanently put it on you. Mm-hmm. Permanent. You can cut it off at any time.
Okay.
But there's no clasp. So that's what's great about it, and you don't have to worry about taking it on and off. You can wear it in any form of the water, just like any of my jewelry.
Right. So okay. So and all right. This is kind of interesting because gold, silver, it all goes now, right?
Oh, it all goes.
It all goes. You don't have to care.
It all goes.
Yeah.
And everybody typically asks me, they're like, so can I wear like silver and then can I wear gold earrings? You're a great example of it because I put on 2 necklaces.
Yes.
And of course hearts because
of course,
it's Valentine's season. And then I paired it up with a gorgeous pair of heart stainless steel gold plated hoops.
Right.
And you can mix and match all the time.
And then, okay, so even a pop of color.
Pop of color is amazing. So I always wear a pop of color, and it's Valentine's month, so I threw on a pink bracelet on you.
Okay.
And it goes with your purple.
Well, thank you so much. So, you know, I mean, for people who don't know you, of course, you were on the reality show, right? Hardcore Pawn. Mm-hmm. And, but you have delved into the jewelry business for how long now?
So it's been part of my life forever. And when the show stopped, I said to myself, there's something else out there. And that something was designing and hand making the jewelry that I now have all over the world.
Right. And then during the pandemic, I know we talked about this, you did the subscription boxes.
Yes, and those have been amazing, and it's still continuing on. So I offer them for men and women. Mm-hmm. You can get a subscription box for 2 pieces, 4 pieces, shows up at your doorstep every month. It doesn't matter. It could be Valentine's Day, it could be a birthday, it could be an anniversary, but it's just like a little bit of sparkle, excuse me, that just arrives every single month for the recipient.
And see, and what a great gift that is.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my God, 100%. And they're really reasonable too.
Right. So you mentioned men, and it's funny because you don't think of men wearing a lot of jewelry, but you do have the subscription boxes for them as well.
So we have the subscription boxes, and we also have bracelets and necklaces. Guys don't think they can wear it, but they 100% can. And they can also mix and match.
Oh, really?
Gold and silver all the time.
Okay, so your number 1 tip as far as a piece of jewelry, framing your face, I mean, how do you decide what is good for someone?
So layers. Okay. Layers and layers and layers, and then you stack. So I would not just do 1 necklace, you have to do 2 or more, and then you stack up your wrist.
Okay, so does 2 or more necklaces like at height? What does it do?
It's style.
Okay, well, style is more important.
It adds style.
More important than height at this point, right? Okay, so how do people find out about your subscription box? Oh,
so,
you know what? Actually, I want to. Is this a ring?
This is a ring, and then I also have some heart rings, and these are all adjustable. Here, put it on. They'll fit one of your fingers.
All right, let's see. Oh, I love it.
Fabulous.
Love it.
The women right now are loving the thick rings, like the chunkier style.
Right.
And you don't just have to wear 1 ring. You can wear your wedding band, you can wear your cocktail ring, and then throw on this for a little bit of Flair.
Pizzazz, right?
Love it.
A little pizzazz. Let me
Love
see this
it.
one. So, okay, so of course, all right, so the Valentine stuff, the heart stuff, you have this all the time, I assume,
All
right?
available online. So
Okay.
everything you're wearing is available. All this is available.
Okay.
And
And
it's
then what if somebody wanted you to design something special?
I do that too.
You do?
So there is a spot on my website that says, have a piece custom made. Click here.
All right. And
So
then-
it's like a one-stop shop.
It is. Okay. So website, tell me, please.
AshleyGold.com.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. And so Valentine's Day is what? A week from Wednesday.
It's a week from Wednesday.
Okay.
We ship until the 10th.
Okay.
Which is in a couple days. And we ship worldwide. So if you need a gift for somebody in another country, we got it done for you.
You got it done. Okay.
We got it done.
What else is coming up? Anything? What do you got? What are you working on, man?
So I also have a dog collection.
Yes.
So the dog collection is amazing. We do it in sterling silver. You can have charms added to the collars, and they fit the small dogs, they fit the big dogs, and it's just that if humans can have a cool look, why can't dogs?
Of course. And I see a lot of dogs wearing boots and sweaters and stuff.
Oh my God, for sure.
They need to accessorize.
100%. It's about accessorizing. If you feel good, you got to have your animal feel good.
Right, exactly.
And it's also good for cats.
Really?
And bunnies.
Bunnies?
I'm not exaggerating. It fits all sizes.
Okay. So a bunny, if somebody had a bunny that they wanted to accessorize.
So I grew up with a bunny.
You did? Okay.
A lop-eared rabbit.
Okay.
And my rabbit's name was Lucky.
All right.
So I wanted to make sure, like, you gotta accessorize.
Right. Everyone needs to feel special.
Everything, yes.
It's like, oh my gosh. And, you know, so for you to have ventured off into jewelry, you said it's been a part of your life for so long.
Forever.
But for women entrepreneurs out there who may be kind of struggling with an idea, or what's your advice?
Go get it. Go get it. Accomplish that goal. And you can do anything you set your mind to. I tell my kids that all the time. And a lot of women come to me, a lot of men come to me, like, how do I pursue my dream? Go get it.
Just do it.
Go get it.
Okay.
100%. Just do it. And in your mindset, you have to think that you're not going to fail.
Okay. So how do you... That's tough, right? You have that inner voice going on. And...
So it's crazy that today's Monday. So every Monday for the past 4 years, I have a quote. And I post it. And today was focus on the goal. So just keep focusing. Don't let anything veer your direction, and just aim towards your goal in life. Or whatever, like if you have a test today, if you have an appointment, if you have a business meeting, just focus on that goal. Deal with everything else after, but just focus on that goal today.
Okay, so one thing in your focus, and then deal with everything after.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And tackle it.
All right, we got this. Thank you so much. And,
Thank you.
And it's just beautiful, so thank you. I appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Enjoy.
Thank you. And you know what, honestly, pleasure to finally meet you.
I know, I'm so happy.
Yes,
Thank you.
It's been great. So
thank you. Thank you.
And again, that is Ashley Gold, and of course, a recognizable face. And we got to say, we love her jewelry. So again, thank you, Ashley. Well, it is Black History Month, and we are honored and have been honored to sit down with one of CNN's top 10 heroes of 2023 and local woman, Mama Shu. She is the founder of Avalon Village, an eco-friendly, self-sustaining community. It is in Highland Park and has turned blight simply into beauty. It is gorgeous. And I asked her, how do you make a plan for it to be successful? And let's watch.
I do three things.
Okay.
I do three things that I tell them. First of all, the first thing is you don't have to have all the money. People always think that you have to do something. You have to have like all of this loot, and I didn't have all
Like
of the
bags
loot,
and bags
period.
of money, right?
Bags and
Yes.
bags of money.
Yes.
And I remember like having nothing. I remember selling fish sandwiches to actually get stuff for the kids and everything. So that's one thing. Don't worry about the money. Do the thing that burns in your heart that you really want to do, and just start it. Just begin it.
Yep.
3 or more. That's all you need.
Okay.
The second thing I tell them too is that I only have a plan A. Don't look for plan B. Go straight to plan A. Stick on that plan A. Don't move from that, because what happens is plan B takes energy from plan plan.
Because you
B
have that
takes
backup
energy.
plan,
You
right?
got that backup plan.
And
That's what you're
interesting.
thinking. But instead, you're sitting up there wasting. What if this don't happen? No, you need to go for that plan A, flat out.
There
And
is
that's
no
what I
plan
do.
B.
It ain't no plan B
Okay.
for me. Now,
All right.
there is variations. You
Right.
may have to pull back and just maybe adjust some things. And then the last thing is to have no fear.
Okay, so how do you do that?
You just have no fear. And so all the things that, hey, you just have no fear.
How do you do that?
all of the things that have actually, and I think that we have overcome. I've lost 3 whole children, 3 whole beautiful sons, and still able to like really get down and really stay focused. And so I really think that I'm invincible. I think that I'm resilient, and I'm just so happy that things were bearable for me to just continue. So yeah, so therefore, really, I'm gonna tell you, Brooke, anything put in front of my face, it's like, what, scared of what? The worst thing that happened, my kid's gone.
Right, for sure.
The kids is gone, so what else?
Nothing else will top.
So I just continue to be badass.
All right, well, you know what? I am glad, and I'm glad to be badass with you. I can say that. And, of course, to watch my full interview with Mama Shu, you can head to the Caffeinated Conversations page on mymichigantv.com and look for the January 8th episode. Well, people often ask, what is the benefit of actually having a show live like we're doing right now? And something unique about that is that it has turned into a networking hour. It's been so interesting. This is our 13th episode, and it has been so fun to see people run into each other that they haven't seen for a long time, or even to say to someone, I was trying to get in contact with you on LinkedIn, but here you are. So it has been very cool. So that is one of our very cool aspects of doing the show live, which is where we are, what we're doing. We're at Beverly Hills Grill in Michigan on Southfield Road. Of course, this is a show where we brew up topics from a woman's point of view. I'm Brooke Allen, and coming up later in the show, we will show you how you can propose with the flair of years gone by. So you want to stay tuned for that. But first, if you've already done the proposal, you've already done kind of the planning, we have Brittany Hoskins. She is a luxury event design top pick collective. That is where you are from. And Brittany, you are beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us. And according to a CNN report from June, I think, of 2023, the national wedding average is costing about what? Well, was $29,000 in 2023.
Right around $30,000.
Right?
Yeah,
okay.
Maybe a little bit more now.
Yeah,
but
and that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
It is, right? Okay, so you have something, though, for couples who may be planning to get married on February 14th, and it is a great deal. Tell me what that is.
I like to think so.
Yeah, sure.
So one of the things that we do every year on Valentine's Day is we allow couples to get married all day for a very low price. This year it's only $100. Okay. And so they get an hour time slot. It's like speed weddings, right? So they get a whole mini wedding for that hour. So they get their ceremony, they get to do their first dance, they can do a cake exchange, they can do all of the whole wedding traditions within that 1 hour span.
Can guests come to that?
They can. So they can get up to 15 guests at one time to be at the ceremony with them. If they like to come back later, we do a reception for them as well. And they can come back later and they can bring as many people as they like.
So how come you started doing this?
So I am a hopeless romantic.
I am not. Heads up on that one.
I love. And so this was just one of those things where on Valentine's Day, I'm already married. I've been married for 10 years. So I think once you've been married for a while, you lose sight of all of the newlywed phase of Valentine's Day and the fun part of falling in love all over again. And so being a wedding planner, I'm around that every day, right? All of the time. So this was in my own selfless way, my mega dose of love on that one day. And it's intoxicating. You see all these love stories on one day, and it's so dramatic all day.
Do you have 2 locations?
I do. Okay. So they can get married in Grand Rapids at my venue, at Morena's event venue. They can also get married in Southfield at the B Gallery, which is here on Southeast Detroit side.
Okay, so I guess the big question would be, how do couples do this? Or are you booked, or is there room? Or
So there is room on the Detroit side for sure. There's some slots left on the Grand Rapids side. So we just added Detroit this year. Grand Rapids, we did it last year. So of course, Grand Rapids slots went a lot faster this year than Detroit. So we do have spots left on our Detroit side, but they're able to book their spots right online on our website at www.thetoppickcollective.com.
Okay, so they book that, and then do they get an email saying what's happening?
Yes, so we make the process very easy. So on the intake form, it's going to ask you, what time do you want? As long as the time is available, you can have that slot. So it'll ask you what time. Is there a song that you want to walk down on? Is there someone you'd like to walk you down? Is there a faith or religion that you want to acknowledge, or things like that? So on the intake form, it's going to ask ask you a lot of the things that we would ask on a phone call. Okay. And when we call you, it'll be we're confirming that, yes, we're going to take you.
Yes, you're getting married for $100.
Yes,
right?
Exactly. We're going to ask, do you have your marriage license, which is the number one. That's like your golden ticket.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually, what do people, I mean, obviously the marriage license, but what else do people need to?
That's literally
That's it?
As long as you've got a marriage license, then that's really the only requirement.
Okay, so obviously you do this. This is your business, and you plan regular weddings, high-profile weddings, all of that.
So we have a pretty expansive portfolio. So we do a little bit more than just weddings. So the NFL just signed on as one of our clients. We have some high-profile celebrities that are our clients for like music videos and doing set designs. So we do some things that fall outside of social gatherings, but social gatherings are definitely like our bread and butter. So baby showers, bridal showers, anniversary parties. We do a lot of those things as well. So any and everything that needs beautification,
right?
We've got some sort of hand in it for sure.
Okay, so what is your number one tip for couples planning a wedding?
Ooh, do your research, pick your A-team. I think because, like you said, $30,000 is a lot, right?
A lot of money.
So your first instinct is to go with who's the cheapest, right? So pricing is typically the biggest indicator of who people are going to pick. But oftentimes people charge pricing based off of experience, so you get what you pay for. I know that sucks. So picking a A-team is going to help mitigate a whole lot of stress on your wedding day. So picking a team that's going to alleviate a lot of that stress off of your wedding day is going to make a totally different experience.
You know, so what about people who want to micromanage? Like we all heard or maybe even know bridezillas, right? And so what do you tell the future bride, like, to slow your roll? What do you tell her?
Well, I think that some of that comes with experience. So I have conversations with my bride on day one. They know how my brides that have booked with me know this conversation. I tell my brides that when you book with me, I understand that this may be a day that you've dreamed of your entire life, but I need you to hand the dream over to me. And unless you're ready to hand the dream over to me, I need you to not pay the deposit, because I don't collaborate with my clients. I need you to set it, and I need you to forget it. Really? And after that, I know that's really difficult. But you gotta be ready.
You're like, you know what? You're getting married. Guess what? I'm doing it for you.
Exactly. You need to worry about being pretty. That's your job. Your job is to be a princess. When my brides come to me and they say, the number one thing that it pains my heart when brides come to me and say, I'm just ready for it to be over. I'm over it. It's like the number one thing I hear, and I'm like, oh my God, I hate that for you. You're supposed to be a princess
enjoying
for
it and loving
a year.
It. Right, yeah. You've had a whole year
to be a princess, but it's overwhelming. It's exhausting, and they're holding on to micromanaging everything, and that's why you're stressed. And you're stressed because you're trying to do all of the things, and you got to let go of doing all of the things and go have fun. Go pick out dresses, go have mimosas with your girlfriends, and bachelorette parties every month, you know?
Right.
That's what you're supposed to be doing.
Just live it up and enjoy it, right?
You're supposed to be enjoying this time period. It shouldn't be stressful, and if you pick the right team, it should not be a stressful experience.
Okay, so anybody that gets in contact with you needs to know that they need to hand the dream over, right?
Oh, yeah.
But then it will be a spectacular day.
Always.
That is wonderful. So the deadline for the Valentine's Day weddings, when is that?
February 10th, so they've got 5 days.
Okay.
5 days.
5 days to go on the website and do the drop down, look for their time.
Yes, they can do. So during this time period, during the last 5 days, we also accept vow renewals and proposals. So if you're thinking about popping the question or you want to renew a vow renewal as well during those last 5 days, if we have slots available for people who aren't getting married, then we will allow you to get a slot for those as well.
Okay, perfect. 2 locations, Detroit's still open?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Give me the website one more time.
www.thetoppickcollective.com.
Okay, thank you so much, Brittany.
Thanks for having me, Brooke.
No, it's been a pleasure. And for all you future brides out there, of course, check out Brittany and know that she'll get it done for you. And like she said, all you have to do is just look pretty. Well, we are at the Beverly Hills Grill in Michigan, and I don't know about you, but I get tired of eating the same thing. That you will not find here. You will never find the same thing. So that was a bad segue. But my grandmother had some very cool cookbooks, and they are similar to the ones Jason Waldron showed me when I visited his store, which is Time Warp Vintage in St. Clair Shores. Of course, they're one of our sponsors. Let's watch. Hey, I am Brooke Allen. We are at one of our sponsors for Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen, Time War Vintage in St. Clair Shores. Jason is one of the co-owners, and Jason, you know, it's wintertime now and everyone is stuck inside. So we decided that we were going to kind of cook things up, right?
Right.
Okay, so this is interesting, especially with today's inflation and everything going on. But this cookbook.
I know, isn't that cool? The Penny Pincher's Cookbook.
Yeah, so, I mean, you've got a whole wide variety of cookbooks here, but these are from decades ago.
They are. And what's interesting to me is when we go through our cookbooks, like the Penny Pincher Cookbook, is they're relevant today.
Right, right. So, okay, so let's just, I'm just going to flip to a random page and see what we come up with. So, chuck steak or round steak in tomato gravy. Sounds like it was from the Times, right?
It does, it does. It sounds like something I ate in the 70s.
Exactly, exactly. So, but these, I mean, these easy make bread, right? So, cornbread.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there are a bunch of different recipes in here that may fit your budget.
Absolutely, and they're probably penny pinching ideas for today's market as well.
Right. It doesn't matter what decade we're in. We always seem to need to be saving money, right?
Absolutely.
So, all right. So let's look for one more because this is just one of many cookbooks you have here.
Hot tuna fish on a biscuit. Some of them you may not want, but some of them, I mean, I love tuna fish.
Me too.
But
So,
you never know.
Right. Oh, and then look, skillet cooked tuna with macaroni.
Right.
Right. So, okay, this is the Penny Pincher's Cookbook, but
It would be called the college.
I know.
Kids
I was
Cookbook.
just, yeah. Then it would have ramen in it, right?
Right.
Okay. So then there's another one. Where did it go? It was the vegetarian one because everyone seems to think that I can't find it. Everyone seems to think that vegetarian was, you know, that's something new, and this started.
Well, it has
recently.
vanished.
It has totally vanished. So instead of finding that one, we are going to talk about the joys of Jell-O.
Yes, there seems to be quite a bit of Jell-O ones.
There are. What's up with that?
Well, I think Jell-O was starting to come into the household.
Okay.
And so it was easy to make in different forms
And
for different
pretty
occasions.
inexpensive, I think, right?
Inexpensive,
Okay.
a great dessert back in the day.
Right, and very popular for
Yeah.
all those get-together. Oh, and there's one of my favorites, frozen fruit salad.
I know, isn't that cool?
I know, I love that, right?
I want some now.
I know, and you even sell some of these molds, don't you?
We do,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So it's
I should have grabbed one.
Yeah,
but
so no,
yes.
that's okay.
Uh-huh.
So just a variety of cookbooks, and I thought this was interesting. You had told me this before
Yeah.
we started, but for the recipe boxes.
The recipe boxes are great. We go through them a ton. However, one of the best things that we get and we hunt for is the recipe boxes that have the actual handwritten recipes from the families from back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, even later or
wild,
earlier.
right?
Yeah, because some of those recipes may never, I mean,
They may not exist anymore.
no, I mean, they could be made up by that person.
Right, and what's so interesting, too, is that you would think the families would want to
You would
keep
think.
that, right?
You would think. But that amazes me every day that I'm here, that
Yes.
families don't keep certain
And, you know,
things.
honestly, I have to say, I remember this being on our table back in the 70s.
Do you?
I do. Yes, it was a salad dressing.
It was,
You're right.
absolutely.
Salad dressing holder.
Very, very mid-century.
Yes.
It's all made in teak with the chrome.
Yep. And, oh, I remember the spoons.
Yeah.
I loved these spoons as a kid. So,
Isn't that cool?
Yes. So, again, it is winter time. Get to cooking, but cook up something unique and something from the past.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
make it an adventure.
Entertain.
And entertain.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
So again, we are at Time Warp Vintage in St. Clair Shores. I'm with Jason, one of my favorite people in the world, and come check it out and grab a recipe book
Yes.
and grab a mixing bowl and even grab an apron.
Yeah, as you can see. As you can see.
And thank you so much. You are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. I'm Brooke Allen, and as you just saw, that was Jason Waldron, and Jason Waldron is actually right here with me at the table because Time Warp Vintage is just that. It is a vintage store filled with beautiful items, and as you can see, it's all about Valentine's Day, and we are talking proposals. So, Jason, you take such great care in what you plan and how this goes. So I guess, well, you know, I love the Eiffel Tower, right? I'm going to get to Paris one day, man. I'm going to do it.
You and me both.
I know, right? Okay, so proposals, what is the most popular day for proposals?
The most popular day for proposals, believe it or not, is Christmas. The second most popular day is Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And, but in 2020, ironically, it became the number one day and then went right back to number two, which was interesting.
Right.
But some of the most common things that they use is like old, like heirloom rings.
Right.
Like, you know,
from
if
a
you're passing
grandmother
it
or
down.
something, right? Okay.
And so when you're proposing with an heirloom ring, I'll show you here, that using a box from the time frame that the ring is from is always good. You know, something like the filigree celluloid box from 1940s to hold a 1940s ring that Grandma had.
Yes.
That way it's being stored in the correct box as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it matches and it kind of brings it all back together.
It does.
That's
and
amazing.
It shows homage to Grandma's ring.
Exactly.
By storing it in something from that time period.
Right.
Or if you don't have a ring box from that time period, just a nice, cute box to store it in, because when she takes it off for any reason, to take a shower or whatever, she can store it in the box.
Just put it in the box. And of course, drinkware. And so when we're talking proposals, I mean, when men come in or women, you know, when everyone comes in and talks to you about this, are they excited? Are they nervous? Do they know what they want?
The guys that usually come in to talk, the girls, when they come in and do it, because it's common, getting more and more common for the lady to propose as well.
Right.
They seem to know what they want to do.
Okay.
But when the guys come in, they don't. And one of the tips and hints that I always like to say is when you are with your girlfriend or your fiance and she takes her ring off to do dishes or whatever, slide it without her knowing onto your finger and mark it.
Oh, to size it.
So that way when you're buying the engagement ring, you're buying the right size.
Right, okay.
Also, just talking to them when they come in and having them, questioning them on different things, on what they want to do, if they want to do something with like old Czech glass, maybe she collects, or what you're planning to take her on her honeymoon to Paris.
Right.
You know, theming it out is really important.
Okay. And so another aspect that we mentioned before we started the show today was, you know, there's a lot of second marriages going on, and that means there's kids involved, and to involve the kid in the actual proposal.
Oh, absolutely. Because when what I've come to realize is when you're proposing to somebody who has children, you're proposing to the family, not just to her. So by incorporating something into that proposal shows her that, or him, that you care about the family too. It's not just about you two, it's about him stepping in and being part of the family.
Right.
As well. So adding something to the proposal part to show that is always a good idea.
Okay, so drinkware, I mean, if somebody was going to come to you and say, okay, I'm proposing February 14th, what do I need?
Well, I would suggest a set of flutes that you could always use again at your wedding, because, you know, that sentimentality is always great.
Right.
Or, you know, something that's vintage, something that ties into your lifestyle or her lifestyle. And then possibly something of what you're planning to take them on in the honeymoon.
Can I have this big ring?
I know, right?
I will take this one,
Isn't
please.
that cool?
It is so cool.
The conception that you have to use red or pink is not always. I mean, everybody's different, so.
And you should probably use their favorite colors, right?
Absolutely, or their favorite things, the things they collect, look around the house.
Okay, so for people who have never been to Time Warp Vintage, because I've been there many times, and what is the most unique thing about your store, do you think?
Probably the personalized service, the customer service, because you know, we question our customers because they don't always know what they're coming in for. They know what they want it for, but they don't know how to build it up.
Right.
So, you know, by talking to them, giving them ideas, that personal service, I think, is what has made us go for the past 15 years.
Yeah, so. And you know, when you walk in, I mean, I've been there filming those videos with you, and customers walk in, and you'll say, oh, how can I help you?
Oh, yeah.
And then, you know, what are you looking for? And it's a really cool exchange, because some of them are just like, you know what, I just wanted to come here.
Oh, yeah. And I think greeting somebody who walks through the door, just like if they were walking through the door of your home, it's the same way. My store is my home. So when somebody walks through the door, it's important for me to greet them and ask them how they're doing, and if they're looking for anything or have any questions.
So you are in St. Clair Shores.
We are.
Okay, and give me your hours.
We are closed on Mondays. That's the only day we're closed.
And thank goodness, because that's how you're here with us.
Yes.
Which I appreciate.
Tuesday we're open 10 to 6, and then Wednesday through Saturday 10 to 7, Sunday 11 to 5. You can find our hours on our Facebook page, Time Warp Vintage, as well as our website. So.
And you also, a lot of people ask me if you do estate stuff.
We do estate sales, you mean?
Yeah, estate sale, yes.
We will do estate sales. We don't do them as often as we used to because we have so many arms and so many different things right now. A couple of big name auctions coming up and everything.
Super excited about that.
So we've backed off on that, but we're always willing to take up a unique estate sale.
Okay, perfect. So people can get in contact with you. And as I've said, Jason is one of our sponsors at Time Warp Vintage, which we are so thankful for. We've known each other for about 5-6 years now, and it has been such a cool collaboration. But in honor of Valentine's Day, Jason, we are actually holding a contest. And why? Well, to prove we're fun, right?
Right.
we're
everybody
fun.
likes free stuff.
Exactly, right? We're fun. And so we have some rules. And here's the first bag. I did it myself. Are you impressed?
It's beautiful.
Compared to your
it.
stuff and Brittany's, I don't know, but whatever. So we are doing this contest. We are actually going to announce the winner live on Wednesdays on Facebook. So that's exciting because, you know, I love this live aspect, right? But what are the contest rules, Jason? Tell me, because you helped me develop this.
You want to log on or watch us through here. You want to go on and like the page, like Caffeinated Conversations, so that you can get notified for the shows. You want to comment on the page. Contest, I believe, is what they want. You want them to comment.
Right.
You're going to share the page. And then, so you're going to comment, you're going to share, you're going to, I'm forgetting something in there.
You're going to comment, share, follow, like.
Follow and like.
And send me coffee, of course.
And send coffee, of course. But by commenting, contests, you will be able to tell who is entering the contest. And then by sharing and following, you can get updates and know where we're going to be and what.
What's going on,
what's
right?
Going on.
But you know, it's so exciting too because we have, you know, I'm sure somebody could guess what's in here. It might be something to do with caffeine. I'm not sure, but you know, it's just so much fun to be out in the community, and that is one of the aspects of why the show is live.
Oh, absolutely. And there's some good stuff in there too.
And there is some good stuff, right? So follow, like, share,
comment,
do it all, man. We appreciate it.
Make sure you comment contest in the comment section, so that way you can be counted.
Right? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Jason, as always, thank you so much.
Yes.
And here we go.
Happy Valentine's
Day. Peach. It's good.
It is good.
Well, for all of you, you know, I know we've been talking about Valentine's Day and how to propose, how to get married for $100, all of that. But there are people who are not involved romantically with anyone and who may be kind of bummed out when Valentine's Day comes around, or feeling kind of bad about themselves or just the situation. So we are checking in with licensed therapist Kelly Hausman. And Kelly, hi. Good morning. Good to see you in person. Exactly. So, you know, a lot of people are bummed out when these kind of holidays come around, right? And I guess the whole thing is too, is it even a holiday? I mean, is it a Hallmark holiday? We don't know, right? But you have some tips of how to get us through this, right? So tell me the number one thing.
Sure. So my number one tip for celebrating Valentine's Day when you're single, and it's really hard because we're bombarded on social media, Hallmark movies, everyone's just so in love. It's a season of love.
Special menu.
Exactly.
Right.
And so I still say, yes, celebrate love, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that romantic, partnered up love. So I really tell a lot of my single clients that we're not going to just celebrate romantic love right now. Make sure you tell all the people in your life who you have love for why you love them, why they're special to you. I don't care if it's a pet. I know you guys are just talking about a pet, a bunny. It could be friends, family, and especially checking on people that, you know, may have lost someone or that have gone through a divorce or that are having a bit of a time difficulty dealing with this.
So it's just kind of reframing it.
Right, exactly. Yes, we're still celebrating love. We're still like surrounded by hearts and all that. But again, it doesn't have to be romantic love. It can be friends, family, pets, and even self-love too. And I know I hate that word. It's such a buzzword. Self-care, self-love, but it's true.
Okay, so self-care, you mentioned it first.
Yes.
I was trying not to. But the whole idea that so many people say, you know, oh, that self-care stuff is so selfish.
Yes, yes. And really, like, if we're going to use this time, let's invest in ourselves. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like your typical, stereotypical, you know, mani-pedi, but like, let's invest in making doctor's appointments that we've been putting off. You know, a lot of times, especially if you're a parent, you're putting your kids' needs, everyone else comes before you. So yeah, invest in those, invest in your mental health, maybe talk to a therapist, work on your exercise and eating habits. Like, there's all sorts of things we can do to improve, even if it's 1% better than we were yesterday. Let's do it. Let's focus on that.
Right? Yep. Okay, so for people who may be considered the third wheel, right? So their friends are like, oh, come out with us. It'll be fine. And they're like, oh, okay, this will be fun.
Yeah.
But what, I mean, how do you get through that?
Well, first of all, you don't have to attend. I always say, like, unless something's really exciting or giving you some kind of benefit, you know, it's okay to say no to events like this. But also the flip side of that, sometimes it's good to get out of the house, get your mind off things. And usually when we are expecting to have kind of a boring time, we don't have a bar set very high, it's usually when we have the best time. So take the pressure off, go have fun, and just focus on having fun. Don't try to meet anyone.
Like scanning the room,
exactly.
right? And being like, oh, maybe he's cute, right?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, more power to you if you find someone, but don't put the pressure on to do that. So.
Okay, so what about somebody who recently divorced and thinking about getting out there on the dating apps or any, you know, what's the first thing you tell them to make sure they're okay?
Yeah, you know, again, make sure that you're in a good place too, because a lot of times people approach dating as wanting someone to complete them, or, okay, if I had a person with these qualities, I could be a better person. No, get out there, make yourself the person that you would want to date, and then you're good. You know, invest in yourself. It kind of comes back to that, making sure you're taking care of your mind, your body, and that you're in a good place to give and to receive love. And work's in progress, but we got to focus on that.
Right. So I know you believe in the whole vision board, right?
Yes.
And manifesting.
Yes.
So how, you know, and I heard somebody the other day say, oh, well, I'm going to manifest Prince Charming. And I'm like, oh, good luck with that.
Yes.
So how does that work? And I mean, does it work?
Yeah, I always say don't expect anything from someone else that you can't expect out of yourself. So if you're expecting perfection out of someone, it's not going to work. So yeah, I think have a realistic view, because we're all humans. You know, we're not looking for a robot. As much as we would love to have Prince Charming, he's not really out there. You know, like the perfect prince is not out there. So I think, yeah, have a realistic, still have high standards, definitely. Like, I want people dating and having high standards with their partners, but have a realistic view of that too.
Okay, so that's a good point, because the high standards and settling, right? That has been an issue for years and years.
Yeah.
So how do you know the difference when you're saying too high of a standard or a high standard, or you're settling?
Yeah, I think really thinking about the qualities that you want and really require in your partner, you know, whether it's faithfulness, someone who's really career driven, even if spirituality, religion is important to you, kind of having your list of non-negotiables with the partner that are really, really important to you. And then maybe your secondary list of, okay, this would be nice to have, but it's not necessarily something I have to have. And again, like, we're all humans. All of us are flawed. So keeping in mind that we're looking for fellow flawed human beings to date and
hang out with.
Yep, exactly. But yeah, again, keep your standards high, but realistic at the same time.
Okay. So somebody, you mentioned it earlier, somebody who may have lost someone, because that's a whole different thing than having gone through a divorce, right? So that grief kind of can overwhelm you at any time, but especially on days like this, especially if it was something you celebrated.
Yeah.
So to those who may be grieving, how do you get them through this?
Sure, just kind of checking in on them. And a lot of times people are afraid to bring up the deceased's name, and they're worried that it's going to cause emotions for the other person. But yeah, talk to them. Just say, hey, how are you doing since the loss of whatever? And tell me some of your favorite memories. What gets you through this time? And have them share good times, good memories with you. And people, we want to keep their memory alive of those that we've lost. So yeah, don't be afraid to talk about it. Check in. How are you doing? I know you've experienced a loss. Maybe they'll want to talk about it, maybe not, but at least they know you're there for them and you're remembering and you're supporting them.
And I know I have heard too, throughout the years, that creating a new tradition is important for the one who suffered the loss, right?
Yep.
So how do you do that?
Yeah, kind of asking them. Maybe it's like taking them out and going on a girls' night, or going out to dinner, or whatever it is. Creating a new tradition. There's even these things called anti-Valentine's Day parties for people who are single, and so they celebrate being single. And so it's kind of the opposite of Valentine's Day. So maybe you guys do an anti-Valentine's Day party. Okay. Whatever it is. But yeah, create a new fun tradition and keeping the memories alive still at the same time.
And if you have kids involved, I mean, every kid deserves a Valentine, right?
Exactly.
Those boxes, right?
I know. It's a lot of work for the parents.
It is a lot of work.
Yes.
But obviously we shouldn't leave the kids out of it.
Right. Yeah. Have them, you said traditions. Yes. Have them create little Valentines, buy some candy, decorate the house, whatever works for you guys, and create some fun traditions for them too.
Okay. Well, thank you so much,
Kelly.
Thank you so
much.
I mean, the whole idea of, we heard a lot during the pandemic, right? Self-care, pivot, all of those words, and we all kind of cringed at them, but they were super important.
Yeah.
And especially when it comes to mental health and kind of facing whatever you're dealing with, right?
Absolutely.
And to talk about it.
Yep. Yep.
So how do people get in touch with you?
Sure. You can find my website. It's kellyhausman.com. And yeah, we can maybe set up a therapy session, or I can help you find someone who might be a better fit for you. So yeah, just reach out.
All right.
It's a season of self-love, so take care of your mental health and love your brain too.
Exactly. So not just self-love or couple love or romantic love.
Yep.
It's all love.
Exactly.
All-inclusive love,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Kelly.
Thank you.
And again, that is Kelly Hausman, one of the many people that I actually just met in person for the first time after having interviewed her for years by phone. So always a pleasure to actually meet Ashley and Kelly. And what a fun morning talking about love. Not love, kind of love. But it's so interesting because if you are, single at this time, don't worry. You'll find somebody, or maybe you won't, and you'll find yourself. So either way, it's a win-win. We have sponsors from all over Michigan, and if you are craving carbs this Valentine's Day, you can head to Great Harvest Bread Company in Okemos. That is where you'll find my favorite sourdough, among many other things, other baked goods. They've got snickerdoodles and muffins, and of course, for their complete menu, you can check out their website. That is greatharvestokemos.com. Well, our presenting sponsor is Alloy Personal Training Rochester. They are a pretty brand new facility, and that is where the workout is actually all about you, what you need, and also the goals that you're setting. And they'll even hold you accountable, which Trent says is actually a big part of why they're so successful. Trent is the director of training. He will walk you through the entire process. You can find them in the City Life Plaza at the corner of Tinkin and Rochester. They are right near Hamlin Pub. And you can also find them online at alloypersonaltraining.com. Just search Rochester, Michigan. Well, we are so grateful to all of our sponsors and streaming partners, including My Michigan TV, very cool, unique streaming service, which is all about all things Michigan. To watch free, you simply want to add the app to your smartphone or smart TV. And a big thank you, of course, to Dave Scott and his team, Jared, who is in the control room, and Jacob, who is right here on site. Hi, Jacob. Thank you so much for being here. And, of course, a big thank you to my executive producer, Christina McDaniel, all of my index cards that I always hold up every week. She is responsible for, and even Christina's mom, she's always here supporting us, so we appreciate that. So thank you for that. Well, the gift of life coming up next week. The gift of life ends up truly being just that. We'll tell you about a very special story. Also, we will tell you about Michigan's largest housewarming party. That is coming up, and of course, winter is one of the loneliest times of the years for seniors. We will have our Halfway to 100 segment coming up, and we will tell you how you can help. Also, our new community partner, the Shades of Pink Foundation, their mission is to help breast cancer patients in Michigan with daily living expenses. Their walk, that is coming up in April. Next week, we'll tell you how you can get involved and join our team, our Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen team. We'll tell you about that next week. Again, we are broadcasting live from the Beverly Hills Grill in Beverly Hills, Michigan. We will be back here next week, February 12th. So in the meantime, keep the coffee hot and have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you soon.